on to the main topic of the day, which is VR. VR was the main competitors in the VR, almost all of the competitors in the VR spectrum, finally released every detail we can ask for, at least the important details that we can ask for of them, finally yesterday with the PSVR, with the PlayStation VR announcement. We now have all the specs and all the prices and release windows for every major VR headset. And I'm very interested to see your opinion on all this. But real quick, just to, let me shut my phone off. Yeah. And real quick, let's go through the main aspects of each headset.
The big three.
The big
VR.
three, yeah.
The big three.
The
of
big
VR.
three VR headsets, starting with the PlayStation VR, which was announced yesterday. Not announced, but was
the
covered
final specs
yesterday.
and the release window and the price.
So PlayStation VR price and release window, $400, $400 for the headset, but there's a catch. You have to have the PS camera. That's a must, and that's another $60.
Is that a must for all games?
That's a must for all games.
All of them.
Yeah. What's not a must is the PS Move.
The PS Move.
You can use that for some games, but it's not a necessity. Yeah. So, but I mean, at the end, it's $460 unless you already have a PS camera, which it's probable and likely, maybe, if you are.
Most people do not.
Most people do not. Some people out there, just as people with Kinects, right? Yeah. There are some of us out there,
but I think there are more people with Kinect.
Definitely, yeah, because they forced it on consumers at the beginning.
Than more people with cameras. I mean,
definitely.
Basically, I think that the people that do own a PS camera, a PlayStation camera, are people that wanted to stream.
Yeah.
Through the
Probably.
PS4,
yeah.
And that's not a lot of those.
Yeah, or that were very, very much into voice commands, which they also can do them on a smaller capacity, but still possible.
Voice commands on the PS4 are done through the microphone on the controller. I mean,
really?
Through the on the controller, you could always connect like a headset or headphones,
and you could do it through there.
Through the microphone of your headphones.
I assumed it was through the camera.
But I don't know if they're available through the camera as well. I don't know that. So
yeah, don't take our word for that.
Yeah, I don't know that because I don't own a PS camera, so
right.
I have no idea.
Right. Really. But anyway, if you don't own one and you want a PS VR headset, you better make sure to have at least $460 to spend. And we're gonna go back to PS VR in a second. Oculus Rift, which is the first one and the one that caused the most
noise.
Waves, noise on the VR. Yeah. Side of things.
Owned by Facebook.
Whatever. Great, Mark Zuckerberg. Weird decisions, and you probably make it less enticing for people to buy it. But okay. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the slack that Oculus received, but I mean, on the other hand, it's just Facebook diversifying its investments.
Exactly.
Portfolio,
Yeah.
Right. So.
And I mean, they have the benefit of the doubt, right? We haven't seen much of it, and what we've seen, it's promising in terms of VR. It's gonna be $600. We already know that, and we're gonna need a capable PC, that's capable of running games for the Oculus, but it's not as hefty. It's say $500, and that's an estimate from me. $500 PC.
I think you need more than that.
No, you can manage to probably build a PC with that budget that's capable of running most games.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea because I'm not a PC guy. So.
Right. Yeah, you can build a pretty capable PC for $500. That's around what you need to run Oculus Rift games.
Right.
And that's coming out this month, actually, in a couple of weeks, in March 28th.
Yeah, it's Monday. It's a month. Yeah, March 28th is a Monday. It's 2 weeks.
One and a half weeks. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Which is very, very soon.
Very soon, yeah.
And finally, HTC Vive. It's coming on April. So very, very soon. And I think the pre-orders are already out. If people want to pre-order the headset, they can do it already. And they are going to start shipping on April. The headset, though, is $800, which is a lot. It's a lot of money. And not just that, the specs for the headset require you to have an even heftier PC.
Yeah.
So add to the $500 price tag that I put on your PC, add that maybe another $300. Around $800 if you are able to build a PC capable of running HTC Vive. Now, these are estimates, right? And these are coming from the top of my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I estimate that that's probably what you're going to need. So in any case, the PlayStation VR is the most accessible one, right?
Definitely.
What do you think of this? What do you think of VR in general and on each of the headsets, I guess?
It's a very interesting scenario, really, because I mean, just looking at the price tags of these three headsets and what they are doing, I think all three of them are going for different markets.
Right.
Maybe Sony is trying to get the broadest market out of all three, but all of the three of them are going for very different gamers, very different people. So Sony is definitely going for the PlayStation 4 gamer,
right?
For the guy that plays on console,
yeah.
a bigger, more like a mass market, because Sony's using the term mass market, but I disagree. I don't think they can get a mass market, because it's still an additional $400.
Yeah, it's
$460.
Yeah, it's pretty much a new console.
And I don't know. I don't think they're getting a mass market, but they definitely have a bigger chance of getting a bigger market than the other two guys, I think.
Definitely.
And Oculus is going for the PC gamers, for the bigger audience on PC, and I think they have a chance of finding this audience. And HTC Vive is going perhaps for the most niche audience out of all three, because they're going for the PC guys, but like the most hardcore.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
The PC guys that are the kind of people that are so proud of their rig that even upload pictures of it every single day. The kind of people that are really invested in making their PCs these beasts that can run games at 4K, 120 frames per second, right? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think the three the three platforms are going for very, very different audiences. Me personally, I definitely fit on the PlayStation VR audience, because I mean, I do not own a PC, and I do not intend to do so. And yeah, for me, that's definitely the PlayStation VR. Also, I do not think I'm getting one, on release. I still gotta see. I mean, I gotta see more games.
I think we mentioned it before. You're not yet sold, right, on the whole VR.
Yeah, I think that VR is an interesting technology, but I do think I think that it's gonna not flop, but I don't think it's people are expecting it to be like this widespread appeal and take over gaming and revolutionize gaming. And no, I don't think that's ever happening, because I mean, look what happened with 3D TVs, with motion controllers last gen, and because both Nintendo and Xbox, later with Kinect and PlayStation with Move, looked, oh, you are the controller, and this is changing gaming. No, it didn't, right?
Yeah.
It didn't, because there's something about the experience of getting a controller, right, and sitting in front of a TV. So I don't see myself getting home after work, after an 8-hour or whatever shift I have at my job at the time, right? I don't see myself getting to my place after work, I don't know, tired or whatever, just wanting to relax and play a game, and putting on a thing that will like isolate me from everything else.
Right.
I don't want to get home and isolate me from my girlfriend or my family or whoever I am with them over, from my dog or my cat, whatever. I don't want that. And I may do that for half an hour, maybe an hour, but I don't see myself doing this for 4 hours, or I don't know, 2 to 4 hours every single night. Like just putting a thing and me being inside this and just being completely isolated from my house and what is in my place. I don't see this taking over gaming as some people intend or think.
Right. Well, that's part of the appeal, right? That's part of what, I mean, for most people, that's exactly what they want. They want to be isolated from the world and immerse themselves on this digital realm. That what I'm worried about is that, and I don't think that, at least not now, that they're going to be able to deliver that. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't think that they're going to be able to fully, they can isolate you, but they're not going to immerse you entirely I think that they're going to fail after a while, just like with 3D movies. After a while, you just get used to the 3D. You're just watching the thing in 2D again, 2D in your mind.
Yeah.
And at some point, people are going to remember that they are inside a game, that they are inside a headset, and they're going to lose that magic.
Yeah.
And I think they have to work on that. They have to work on making the experience as immersive as possible. But if they do, they're going to lose all the people like you, right? They're gonna lose all the people that just want to get home, relax, grab a controller, have, I don't know, some chips, some Coke, some not a drug, some
I mean, whatever you're into, right?
yeah.
If it's legal where you play,
Right.
Because I
don't think
I don't
it's
know.
legal. but yeah, have some interaction, because there's a magic to having someone to talk to when you're playing, and it's probably gonna lose that part of the market. But at the same time, if they make it that immersive, it can create a whole new genre, if you may, of games that are hyper realistic, that are hyper immersive in the sense of you being the controller this time around. But yeah, I can see the parallel with motion controllers and motion controllers, which just flopped terribly. And even though I see the potential, I don't think they're gonna make it. Not on their first try. Maybe in a couple iterations. Maybe
with VR,
in the future.
I don't think that VR will flop as motion controllers did. I don't think they will flop, but I think it will stick, but it will be on a different road. I don't think it will take over the gaming landscape that we know now. I don't think it will replace anything on how we play, but it will be a separate thing that exists as an option, right?
Okay.
As something that you can do, and there are games that you can play this way and that way. I think that many developers, especially on PlayStation, I think that many developers will be moving in a sense that my new game can be played like traditionally, or if you own a PlayStation VR, you can do VR in, let's say, Alien Isolation kind of game, right? So you can play it both a traditional way with a TV and a controller, and you can also do the PlayStation VR thing. I think that developers are going to go that route, because I don't think that it will be sustainable really to just make a big AAA game just for the PlayStation VR. I think it's a tough call for Sony and developers. I think they're going to be taking the route that they are with, for instance, the Battlefront VR experience. That they announced. I think they're gonna go in that way. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see the games, and I'm excited to play some of the stuff with PlayStation VR and Oculus or whatever. I mean, but yeah, I don't think that it will ever replace the way I play, change the way I play games. Because I mean, you and I, we get together many times and play, I don't know, like Gears of War or Super Mario 3D World or whatever. I mean, we do play games together, right? It's sitting next to each other.
Right.
I don't think that we really want to put a helmet, both of us, for 5-6 hours straight, and losing the feeling of, I mean, doing something stupid in the game or just failing, and losing the feeling of like turning around and watching each other, our reactions and laughing and screaming. We would lose that.
Yeah.
And that's something, and that's something that I don't know. I don't see myself really getting into. I think this is more for the people that really want to isolate themselves, and people that want to just like forget about the world and just get inside this virtual thing for a few minutes or hours. And I think this is that's the audience, that's the niche audience that they're getting to, and that makes me think that it will not.
I even think that it's more than just like having an audience. I think audiences are dynamic, right? Yeah. We are the type of players that enjoy every single thing. And granted, I also
not every single thing.
Well, not every
right?
single thing, but we're the kind of players that, for instance, we play together and we love interacting with each other and laughing it off and all that. Yeah. But we also have, like, for instance, when I play Fallout, when you play The Witcher. Yeah. Those are moments where we are just focused on playing that game, right? And if they can come up with games that are on that same vein, on that same line of, games that you play on your own, alone, that you pump up the volume of your audio as the setup, and that kind of game I can see getting into. I can see myself putting the headset and interacting with, if the experience is done right. Now, that's my fear. I don't really fear the isolation part. I fear that they are not going to be able to really immerse me in a game. Because immersion is not just looking around. It's moving around. It's interacting with stuff. And granted, they are starting to work on things like that. Like, okay, grabbing things from a table or
but I mean,
simple things.
If you're still with a controller in your hand, that breaks your immersion.
Or if you cannot move. I mean, at some point, your mind recognizes that you're not moving. And that if your character is moving, then something's wrong, right? Yeah. And that's what I think can break the immersion, and that for me can be a very, very heavy burden to have for VR. Sorry.
It's more like a screen that is in your eyes, really.
Yeah. Too. Also, yeah. There's all sorts of extra things and health issues with screens in your eyes and even
Yeah, I mean, people getting dizzy is
Yeah,
it's gonna be an issue.
Yeah,
That's gonna
exactly.
be an issue, definitely.
Granted that they've been working on it for a while and they allegedly say that it's almost resolved for the majority of people, but I don't know. We'll have to wait
I
and
see
see.
that the first time you'll try it, you'll get dizzy as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I sure did.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But again, my PC is not a gaming PC, so yeah, that might have been why. But yeah, there's and besides, on top of that, gaming it's already a very difficult thing to get on board with because games are very complex nowadays. If you want to make, I mean, kids don't really count, but if you want to make someone older, I don't know, your uncle, your dad, your someone that's some generations above you, if they're not gamers already, you're not gonna make them become gamers.
No.
And even less with things like this, right? You're not gonna convince them.
The Wii tried to do that, and it managed for one game.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
Yeah.
And after the after the flair for Wii Sports just went away, all the people that are not gamers and play Wii Sports never play a game again.
Yeah.
Like never.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So Wii Sports was a lucky fluke.
yeah.
But VR, I don't see my dad, or I don't see any grown up that's not already a gamer, really being enticed to the gaming side of things if things go in that direction.
I see them trying it for once, and it's cool.
Curiosity, right?
That's it. And that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Not
that's
to
it.
play a game, not to stay 20, 50, 100 hours playing something
absolutely
on that
not.
thing.
And I mean,
Not even us, right?
yeah,
Probably.
I mean, I wouldn't play a game like Fallout all the time on VR. Man, like 100 hours with a thing in, man, that's no, like that doesn't sound enticing to me. That's
we don't picture it.
Yeah,
But
definitely not.
I mean, again, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
maybe
definitely.
it's the next big thing. Maybe it changes the entire landscape. But
I'd like to be proven wrong. I would love that they prove me wrong, and I love to see VR really being a revolution. But I don't think it will really.
right, yeah, agreed 100%. Just expanding a little on VR and maybe VR, especially on PlayStation camp. We have two interesting news regarding first the VR headset, which was announced yesterday, and with it came a statement from Executive Vice President of PlayStation, Masayasu Ito. And he said that, as we expect, PlayStation VR is not going to be for that broad VR-hungry audience, right? It's more of a headset for everyday use, he said. That's a quote. And I agree. I mean,
Definitely.
there's a reason the headset is $200 cheaper than its closest competitor, right? It's not a headset that's gonna be capable of things that the HTC Vive can, right? In terms of specs, in terms of running things, in terms of frequency and refresh rates and whatnot. So if you're gonna go into the VR realm and you're really excited for it, PlayStation VR might not bring the entirety of the experience with it. Maybe on a couple games, maybe on PlayStation exclusives. Mm-hmm. But, if you buy a VR game, just a VR game that's branded VR, you're probably going to play it better on a Vive or on an Oculus than you can with a PlayStation VR.
I think this has to do more with where you play. I mean, if you play games only on console, only on PS4, PSVR is going to do it for you. If you're a PC gamer, with a PlayStation 4, but you own a PC, like a gaming PC, I mean, go for an Oculus Rift or an HTC Vive, because they're looking for different audiences, definitely. The PlayStation VR is going for an audience that doesn't want to spend time troubleshooting or I don't know, setting up things. And I mean, like me, I just want to get the thing, open the box, and look at it and be happy
ready
about
to go,
it,
yeah.
smell it. Just get the thing, connect the thing on the USB port, and
that's it.
Putting on. That's it. I just want it to work like quickly.
Right.
And the PC landscape is very different, right? Because you gotta set up things, you gotta move settings, you gotta do stuff to make it work properly. You gotta
and not just settings. Say the HTC Vive has motion sensors that you actually have to place around the room. And that's extra effort that not everybody is gonna be very happy to do.
Different audiences, definitely.
Entirely. And going back to immersion, Sony filed 3 patents a couple weeks back, actually, for glove-like controllers. Do you think this is gonna help the PlayStation VR?
Are we in the 80s once again?
I know, right? Power gloves and shit.
Yeah, the power glove for the NES.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
Sony always coming up with
original things.
Very original ideas.
I don't know, man. I mean,
Love you, Sony.
it's interesting to see them trying innovative things, trying to test different waters. I don't think this is going to end up going to mass market, though. I think this is going to be something internal, something they're going to try out and realize that it's not going to pan out as great. And if it does, then maybe we'll see it someday. But I think this is more of, something they're trying internally. And yeah, maybe we're never going to see it. But it's interesting to see them tasting different waters.
I mean, companies always register patents for a lot of stuff that they do not put out, like a lot. And maybe, most likely, this is one of those. But maybe they're trying new stuff to work with the PlayStation VR, right?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about immersion, and holding a controller breaks your immersion. I mean, what about having like a glove in your hand and do stuff with that, right? Something that I can move my fingers and see
it
them.
Could be a very interesting idea,
in my headset, right? So, I mean, there's potential to that, but I don't know if they just register the patent, if they just file these things. I mean, I don't know if we can see something about that soon. I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah, probably a couple of years of testing and whatnot.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. And finally, wrapping up the VR discussion, and not really in VR. This is more of AR thing and augmented reality. The HoloLens from Microsoft. It's available for pre-orders. And it's gonna be $300 a dev kit, which is a lot of money.
300, 3,000.
3,000. Sorry, 3,000.
3,000.
Yeah.
3,000. So HoloLens.
3 and 3 zeros. Yeah.
HoloLens. That's something I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Augmented reality. That's something that I see a lot of potential. AR. I think that's where the future is. Not VR, but AR. Like, man. I just see, and I'm not talking only about games, but like everyday stuff. What's happening?
I know, my computer went AWOL here.
I mean, just like everyday stuff. Like, I just think that like AR can really, really change things.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. Just placing a screen on the wall that only I can see with my and still see my surroundings.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just being on my computer and having the ability to look at my email on the freaking desk, right? But no one else but me. That's awesome, man. And for architects and game designers.
Yeah, exactly.
Just creating
watching
the game,
the 3D models
and
of
watch,
what you're creating,
and watching the level take life in your desk, and just being able to move it and
scroll it around, and
that's awesome.
True.
There's a lot of potential for that.
Now the thing is, the potential comes because it transcends gaming, right? It's something that can be used everywhere. Medical equipment.
It's same for VR really, but I do see more for AR than VR.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. And on the price tag, I understand it because of that, right? It's something that's gonna be having development going for it on so many different aspects and so many different places and things and software development and even things other than software.
Keep in mind that this $3,000 is for the dev kit.
Yeah,
and
this is not for consumers.
Yeah, because I remember that the dev kit for the Oculus Rift was insanely expensive back in the day when it was initially shipping for devs. And I think it's gonna be the same case for HoloLens. I don't think we'll see HoloLens anytime soon. I think this is we will see this being on the market way later and not this year, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe next year, but I still think it's going to be more like a 2018 thing. But I see like a lot of potential for this. I'm excited. Just imagine, I don't know, like for instance, for gaming, a horror game, right? And
my thoughts exactly, yeah.
And just seeing in a scene, like blood coming out of your TV, like dripping out of your TV, and then
the
looking
freaking girl from The Ring coming out.
Yeah, and the freaking girl coming out of of your bedroom door, of your closet door, and just and seeing stuff in your floor, right? Because both of us, a quick thing about us, we are freaking afraid of cockroaches.
Oh yeah,
We're the kind of guys.
Cannot imagine. It's a real phobia. Jesus.
We're the kind of guys that when we see one, even if it's small, we get on the table and scream and kill it.
You can really, you start sweating, and it's a terrible thing. It's horrible. It's horrible.
The two of us, like, we are just irrationally afraid of those things. So I mean, man, imagine like you're playing like Silent Hill or whatever whatever the game you're playing, right? And just the game screwing with you and putting these bastards in your floor,
exactly,
and you're like getting on your chair like, oh my god, like what? Yeah, just imagine that, picture that. There's a lot of potential for that, and just your room like getting darker and your ceiling like falling apart and like blood and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a lot of potential for that because you are still in your room. I think there's more potential for immersion.
That's what I was gonna say.
With HoloLens, with AR, because your brain recognizes that.
Exactly.
I mean, this is my room, right? This is my desk. This is
and you're
that's
moving,
my bed.
and exactly, and you can see things moving the way because you're still in the real world.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the kind of thing that has invasion of privacy in the best of ways, right?
Yeah.
They can really
I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. Me either. You can really imagine that playing a Silent Hills that's rendering on your house. That's like the worst. But that's amazing.
Just imagine a game that requires you to play in co-op, for instance, and just in an instant, like you turn around and look at your buddy or your girlfriend, whatever, and he or she is like a monster or
dying.
something.
So, yeah, definitely. Bleeding and stuff. Yeah.
Imagine that, like looking at you. Like, just picture that, man. There's a lot of potential. The thing with HoloLens is that they have to pull it off right. Like, the technology has to be right. And if they can, man, sign me up for that.
Yes, definitely. And they're at a very good pace with it too. They have already dev kits out, and they're probably gonna reiterate on them, and eventually when it gets to us, to the consumer, I hope
and the demo on
Minecraft.
The Minecraft demo on E3. I mean, I don't like Minecraft. I don't care about Minecraft, but the demo was impressive.
Yeah.
Was
definitely.
I was wowed.
I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting something like that to be even possible.
Yeah, I was wowed by that way more than I've ever been impressed by VR.
Right.
Way more. Yeah. Good going, Microsoft. Cool. Like, and I'm not a fan of Microsoft. You know that. The only thing that Microsoft does that I like is Xbox. Right. Everything else I freaking hate. Yeah. I don't like Microsoft. I don't like Microsoft as a company. But man, Microsoft, you got my attention. Really. Like, man, I'm excited. I'm so excited about this, and I think there's a lot of potential for this. And
it's
I'm hyped.
Yeah, and it's very cool too because VR, like it or not, became a very crowded space in a very, very short span of time. We have 3 headsets being announced that are very, very similar between them.
And we have Google Cardboard.
The Cardboard box and the actual the not just the cardboard one, the real one that they're also working on. That's going to come on at some point in the future. Yep. But HoloLens, there's only one real AR headset being developed. You can say that Google Glass was, but it stopped being developed, and now it's in a very weird hiatus status. And this one's, at least for now, it's a very real reality, right? It's a very real product. So we'll have to wait and see. Very, very excited for it. Let's see if there's something on E3 that they might talk a little more. I don't know.
I think they will.
You think?
I think they will show something, at least another demo maybe, just to keep people like
have it in mind.
Conscious about, hey guys, we know that these guys are getting VR this year, but wait a bit,
right?
We have something better, right? I think they can
do something like that.
They can do something like that, and man, I'm hyped.
Me too, man, me too.